Sergeant of Arms. She's evaluating Elliot. Give her a hand.
Yeah, let's go over time constraints. First, please, Renee, calm down. All right, for our evaluators, we have similar time constraints. At 2 minutes, you'll see this green. I'm not sure who's evaluating, Henry, I think. Okay. At yellow, we'll see 2:30. And when you see red, you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Renee, please.
Elliot's speech, the project was called How to Say It. And I think that the topic was great. I've had experience working with children with autism, as well as I have family members who have autism. And so I find that they often have a hard time figuring out what to say. And so I thought that it was, I don't know if we chose that because of that, but it was very interesting and relevant to the actual project, which was called How to Say It. So Elliot's goals were to, what he wanted to do was slow down and stay within time, but the goals of the speech were to use words the right way and use them really efficiently to get his point across. And I think that he did that because his word choices were simple enough for us to understand, and he got a lot of information out to us, and the speech was really just informative, and it made us aware of the ACE program, and it was also a little bit persuasive trying to get all of us to get involved if that's something that you're interested in. I think the most important thing that you need to do is slow down and work a little bit harder. I'm used to you speaking fast, and usually it's okay for him to speak fast because it's really, the way that he says his words are very clear, and so I can hear them really well. But today he was a little bit quiet, so it was hard for me to hear it and keep up with his pace. I really don't know how you talk that fast. It's really impressive. So just slow down and have more volume. One of the goals of the speech was to use vivid imagery, and I think that it needed some work, but when you were talking about playing Duck, Duck, Goose with the kids, it kind of just reminded me and made me think about when I was a kid and played Duck, Duck, Goose, and he said that they played freeze tag, which I'm sure that we all have experience playing as well, and he described the structure of the day and how he said that it starts as a large group of the kids, and then they break it up a little bit and then rejoin, and so that made me able to imagine how his day was going in the ACE program. And overall, it was just very persuasive, informative, and I really liked your organization. You had a great overview right at the beginning, and then went through it, and you stayed in order, so nice and organized, and I think that you did a great job.
Good job. Nice evaluation.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, we've got Henry. And Henry is evaluating Cindy tonight. Henry, come on up to the hand.
Thank you, Marcos. Fellow members and guests, I'm going to be evaluating Cindy tonight. This is Cindy's fourth speech. The goal was to get to the point and use descriptive language. Some of your personal goals for this speech were to talk slow, make it to the 5 minutes, and make us all feel and see your speech. That was 3 points that you had. Let me begin by saying that your speech was very entertaining, and you made it very entertaining by giving us the specifics and the pros and cons of getting to the top of the mountain. I think it shows commitment on your part, on your dog's part, and on your boyfriend's part. Because you didn't have a slideshow, we all had to use our imagination to kind of walk through the speech. and I think you did a good job in, just leading us through the speech. You had good eye contact. You had a good tone of voice, very enthusiastic. But some areas of improvement, I would say, I know one of your objectives was to talk slow, but I still feel that you are kind of rushing. So I think you need to slow down a little. Although I'm beginning to think that is your style, which is okay. I noticed that you looked up a couple of times. You looked up to the ceiling. I don't know if you were trying to picture the mountain. You were thinking. But I think keeping eye contact with the audience makes your speech more effective. Also, I noticed your stance. I noticed that you were standing up, looking at this part of the room. I noticed you made eye contact with this part, but you were mostly standing like this. And if you could like walk around, left and right, and keep eye contact throughout the room, it would make it more effective. Let's see. Other than that, your speech was great, very organized, because it was a story. It flowed through really well, logical, entertaining, like I said. I was able to follow your speech without any problems. And thank you for letting me evaluate your work, and I'm looking forward to your next speech.
Excellent job, Henry. All right, so the next evaluator up is Diana. Diana evaluated Annabelle. Give her a hand.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I had the pleasure of evaluating Annabelle, right? Yes. And it was it was a great experience because this is Annabelle's first speech. And as you all know, public speaking is very difficult. And the first step is to get started. So I'm very happy that you got started in your first speech. Congratulations on doing that. Her goals were to get through the whole entire 4 minutes, which she did, and talk for that entire time. So good job. You met your goal because you got through your speech and you did it wonderfully. You did not use any notes, and that's awesome. That's very impressive on your first speech. I would like to point out that she has a lot of strong points already. You do a lot of eye contact, which you can tell we appreciate in this group. So I want to point that out. I want to say that you are funny. You're naturally funny. You made us laugh, and I appreciate that. So go ahead and use those strengths to your advantage. You're relatable. I feel like everyone could relate to her. She had pictures up here of books that we all know from childhood, Harry Potter. You had pets, and you showed that your family was important. A lot of us can relate because our families are important. We love our pets. We love different hobbies that we have and our interests. So thank you for being open about your life with a whole bunch of strangers in this room and telling us who you are. I would like to point out that although your voice was very clear, you could command the room a lot better. That will come. As you get more practice with public speaking, you will learn that it's not that scary, that there's no sharks over there swimming or crocodiles on this side. You can go there and own the room because you have a lot of qualities that we want to see. You have a lot of things that you can share with us. For example, Elliot's speech, who knew about that? And unless you speak and you share that information, no one will know. That's what this club is so amazing. So one thing I didn't notice much of was a conclusion at the end, and that is very important because it can close and summarize your speech. So Cindy was telling us that she had to come back down. So we all laughed, and that was her conclusion. She got us, like all of us picturing, oh no, she's gonna have to walk back down all those 4 miles. So think about that. You can definitely improve your speech by doing something like that. Very strong conclusion. So go ahead and make sure that you use the room a lot better. You use a stronger voice. I want to congratulate you, and I also want to see you use your strengths and the things that I said you can improve on your next speech. Okay.
Okay, thanks so much.
Great job. Okay, so I think this is the portion where we gather the votes, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can, no, we do.